Hey everybody, it's Chav and Nobody Else's Auto. We're standing here with our good friend Jim Wicks. Now, if you don't know who Jim is, you haven't been hanging out with us here very long, because this guy is a Ford expert. I think that's an understatement. I don't even Google Ford stuff. I just call this dude.
Yeah,
he gives
me too much credit. But anyway, I'm happy to share the knowledge I've got to help these guys get better acquainted with these really special cars.
Yep, and that's what we're here today for, special cars. Now, we're standing in front of something that is super rare, surrounded by two more things that are super rare. Now, you can look behind us. You look over here, you see a kind of a grabber orange Mustang?
Grabber orange.
With a Tornado on the back, because it's a Twister special. Be sure to check out the video we did on the Twister Mustangs, because we're going to show you another Twister right now that's a pretty special car as well, because there were more than just Twister Mustangs.
Yes, there was 90 of the Twister Torinos.
Okay.
That were distributed to the Kansas City ordering district dealers. And you know, these cars were a basic performance go-getter car. They were both 4-speeds and automatics. All of these were big block cars.
And these were all part of the same raceway package as the Mustangs.
All part of the idea of bringing forth the idea to market special cars for this Kansas City ordering district.
And the race series was the same that ordered the Mustangs, correct?
Yes.
What was that?
All American Raceways.
All American Raceways,
yes.
Which was going to be a nationwide deal. And they ordered the Twister Mustangs.
They ordered the Mustangs, and particularly they ordered a group of Mustang convertibles as pace cars.
Okay.
And the Mustangs were going to be a support vehicle. Actually, the Torino was kind of an afterthought.
Okay. But at the time, they weren't going to be Twisters.
No, they were going to be support vehicles for the All-American Raceway program, which was made a number of raceways, and they had delusions of grandeur of owning a large number of racetracks around the country, and they actually did have several tracks, but it just didn't work. So.
And that's how these cars were built, was for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Kansas City sales office came up with the idea for the Twister Special.
Absolutely, it was totally their idea, and with the idea of as the Twister Special, Kansas being the heart of Tornado Alley, it just made a natural.
So let's check out this Twister Torino. Now, how many? You said they made 90 Torinos.
Yes, and out of the 90 Torinos, unique enough, there were 2 Rancheros.
So there were 88 two-door hardtops,
as far as we can tell,
and
yes.
2 Rancheros.
Yes.
And what's really special about this car is it's highly original as well.
Yes, this car probably 90% original paint, which I love this kind of car.
And you said these were all big blocks, all Cobra jets.
Yes. Well, actually, some of these actually were Super Cobra jet cars.
Okay.
But I think they were all intended to be Super Cobra jet cars, but they couldn't get enough motors to supply
Okay.
So the regular Cobra jet got substituted.
So under the hood of this car, this is basically a stock Cobra jet Torino setup in here.
Yes.
Same thing you would order in a regular Torino. There's nothing fancy under the hood about this, whether it was ordered for the racing series or when they turned them into a Twister.
No, the only thing extra on that you could say is that they did order J-code cars as with the Ram Air system.
Okay.
You could have ordered a regular Torino with a Cobra jet or Super Cobra jet as a C-code car without the Ram Air.
Okay, so let's take a walk around this car and you tell us some of the stuff that stands out or what's unique about these things, because there are some special things about them that designates what these cars are. And one thing about this car, this does have some chips and scuffs and scratches.
Oh yeah,
this
would be the ideal car you could go and enjoy. I mean, this is absolutely my kind of car. I would love to own this car.
Now, tire and wheel package. This has Magnum 500s on them, is that?
These cars were also shipped in the same configuration as
the Mustang?
As the Mustang. And
so these would have had the hubcaps on them?
Yes, these came with the dog dish hubcaps and the trim
just
rings.
like we see on this
exactly,
Mustang right here.
Exactly as we see right here.
This tire and wheel
this
package.
tire and wheel package would have been the same.
On the Torino.
A little moment of something to clarify of sorts. All of these cars came with Goodyear tires.
Okay. These polyglass?
Yes. The Marty report references wide oval belted performance tires.
So,
well, because people often thought that because the word wide oval was mentioned, that it had to be a Firestone. Well, that's not true. White oval at that time was a generic trade name for a 70 series tire. All the 70 series tires
were called
white ovals.
So this Goodyear is what they were all believed to have been delivered with.
This is the exact tire for the car. Yes.
So this tire is not what it would have had.
It would have come with the Goodyear tire. Yes.
And this hubcap and trim ring. So now, is the stripe? I assume the stripe package on the side of this Torino was specific.
Yes, it is. And if you'll notice, of course, we've got the Ford logo, and as it comes back, we go into the Cobra lettering.
And this style was once again for the race series.
Well, this style was part of the idea of like but as I say, the Torino was more of an afterthought.
Okay.
But they had to make it different because it wasn't a Mach 1.
Right.
It was a Cobra. It was it was done off the Torino Cobra.
So these all said Cobra on here.
Yes.
And we peek inside this one, we can see this is a 4-speed.
Mm-hmm. And this car is pretty basic. I mean, it's your sit down, shut up, go fast car. In that we've got a bench seat car. Of course, the neat thing with a bench seat car is that your cup holder can sit next to you. The 4-speed, and again, they weren't optioned up. They were pretty much a no frills, true performance car.
Now the blacked out hood on this car here, is that standard big block Torino?
Yes, this was big block Cobra. Yes.
Okay, so
that
was
standard on the Cobra package.
So the hood stripe packages were the same on both. Side stripes were different. Obviously, we've got the Twister on the back of these cars as well.
These cars, an option on the Torinos and Cobras was a window louver also, like on the small block Twister, but none of these cars ever came with it. All of those would have been added, and you do see some of them that people have added.
They're a good looking accessory.
It's a good looking accessory.
And across the back, everything back here
this
was
is all
Torino.
basically basic Torino. Of course, on this, you've got the Cobra logo. And this was a car that it was available in any color you wanted, just as long as vermilion orange was in.
So this was called vermilion.
Vermilion orange in the Torino.
Okay. So
in the Mustang, this is referred to as Calypso Coral.
Oh, this was the Calypso Coral.
Calypso, exact same paint formula. Why we have to
different
why
names.
we have to be different, but it's that's motor company marketing.
Yep. So, well, I see a Marty report on this one. Should we grab it and look at it real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Let me go grab it and we'll take a look at it.
Customer service. Stop by the Meeker service station. I'll get your My Meeker account set up. My Meeker account is very important.
In that color? Do they all come in that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One way.
So once again, just like on the Mustang,
On the back. Remember, it's got a factory.
we've got the Marty report on this one as well.
It's a true Twister.
Nope.
So what's specific about this one, Jim?
All past sales results.
Obviously,
On this car, on these cars, what you're looking for is that the first 3 digits of your sequential serial number, all of the Twister specials are a 131. If it's not a 131, it's not what it's supposed to be.
now, were there the 118 on the Mustang and the 131 on the Torino? Were any standard cars use that?
Yes, yeah. They're sequential numbers. So yeah, you could possibly have a 131 Torino, but if it doesn't fall in the exact range,
it has to be in that range. So that's
your chances of finding one are pretty narrow. So that is at least a guideline to start with.
right. Okay. So it's not a guarantee that all of them are, but you have to be in that window.
Absolutely.
Or it's not.
Yes.
No questions about it. So does that pretty much cover all the specialties about the Torino Twister?
These cars, again, they were so basic.
There were short Marty reports because they didn't have a lot of
Because
options.
they don't have a lot of options. And both the Mustang and the Torino all came with the sport mirrors.
Okay. So another thing to keep in mind.
Yes, that's another thing to keep in mind. You know, and again, all of these cars are going to be vermilion orange with black interior.
Period.
That's period.
Were the Rancheros the same colors?
Yes, they were.
So the Ranchero was the same thing. It was just a Ranchero.
Exact same thing with the very same side stripe.
Or I guess not all of them, both of them. There are believed to be two of them. So.
Yeah. The side stripe on the Ranchero didn't have the Cobra logo.
So okay. I told you this guy knows this stuff. So even the little tiny things, he knows it.
And out of the two, one of those Rancheros is known and is kind of in the beginning stages of restoration right now.
And the other one is not known.
The other one, it's still out there, guys. Keep looking.
Well, once again, Jim, I super appreciate you spending some time with us, teaching us more about cars that are so specialized that it takes somebody with your knowledge to really point out some of these differences, which is great for anybody that is interested in these cars. And all three of these cars are going across the block at Kissimmee this year.
These will be going across the block in Kissimmee 2023.
So, going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. You usually don't see these kinds of cars, especially a group of them, at one time at one auction.
That's right. That is correct. I understand there will also be one of the newer generation Twisters that was made in like 2007 that is coming to Kissimmee, and it was rated as an EF5, and that was the top of the line for the 2007.
So if you just want to like go buy them all at one shot, you can go to Kissimmee and pick them all up.
You could go and complete your collection.
If you can't get there, call this guy. He'll take care of you.
Thank you very much, Chad.
So Jim, I appreciate it. Stay tuned. We got more cool stuff coming. We'll see if we can get Jim cornered for a few more videos and share a little more of your knowledge. Hope you guys enjoyed the Twister videos. Be sure to check out the Mustang as well if you didn't catch that video. And we'll see you soon on the next one.